As I mentioned to you, the biggest news really since Trump's inauguration is that among many other actions and executive orders and all these different things, he has decided to pardon. And this process is essentially completed already. The January 6th, essentially all of the January 6th rioters, including folks like Enrique Tarrio, who were found guilty of seditious conspiracy, people who violently attacked police officers and all of it. And it reminded me of this raw footage that the January 6th Select Committee released. Number one, I'll just say it's really interesting if you haven't seen it a super long time or never seen it, watching what happens in between takes when Trump's trying to deliver some remarks that are on camera and edited. So that's just interesting. But the actual substance of what he says in even the part that was released exposes, and there's so many examples of this I'm going to give you throughout the segment, but the flip-flop on this and how what is really destructive about a current political moment is that so many, especially within MAGA and those who support Trump, just don't really hold core principles. Or at least they purport to hold principles that they don't, when the real principles just wherever Trump goes or whatever benefits Trump. And that plays out here where you'll see the words Trump was saying the day after January 6th about these rioters. While you watch, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show.
Obtained the never-before-seen raw footage of the president recording his address to the nation that day on January 7th, more than 24 hours after the last time he had addressed the nation from the Rose Garden. Let's take a look.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
So again, this is the raw footage they were able to obtain, which is why you're going to see the outtakes that are a little bit awkward.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday, and to those who broke the law, you will pay. You do not represent our movement, you do not represent our country, and if you broke the law, you can't say that. I already said you will pay. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of justice. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Let's go. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over. I just want to say Congress has certified the results without saying the election's over, okay?
But Congress is certified. Now Congress is
Yeah, right.
Now Congress
I didn't say over, so let me see. Go to the paragraph before. Okay? I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me.
Oh my gosh. So again, a little comedic relief because we're seeing the outtakes, but you're hearing him say, and you're going to continue to, and his allies as well as we continue forward, saying things they don't say now, and they don't believe now.
Just take it out. The heinous attack.
Good. Take the word yesterday, because it doesn't work with the heinous attack on our country. Say on our country. Want to say that?
No, keep it.
My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. My only goal was to
What is that gesture?
ensure the integrity of the vote. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote.
So, goodness gracious. I've never done that. We filmed a lot of videos and we've had to do some, outtakes and edit some things out. I've never done this stuff with my mouth when I'm upset. Well, I guess I did accidentally. Now I'm remembering one we accidentally left in one time. A little whoopsie that we were supposed to edit out that some of you caught. But so I guess I can't judge that. But what I can judge is him saying you're gonna pay, and the election's been certified. And he did message, his administration did as well, around saying people need to be held accountable and the violence is unacceptable. People like Lindsey Graham were saying this in 2021.
There are a lot of people urging the president to pardon folks who participated in defiling the Capitol, the rioters. I don't care if you went there and spread flowers on the floor. You breached the security of the Capitol. You interrupted a joint session of Congress. You tried to intimidate us all. You should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and to seek a pardon of these people would be wrong. I think it would destroy President Trump. And
I think it would destroy President Trump, Lindsay says. Destroy Trump. Now they don't care. They don't care about principle. And it is extremely tragic. Then JD Vance, not too long ago. This was actually, let's see here, January 12th. 2025, okay? Mere days ago, he was saying this.
January 6 pardons, President Trump says there's a process. Where is the line drawn on who will and wouldn't be considered for a pardon?
I think it's very simple. Look, if you protested peacefully on January the 6th and you've had Merrick Garland's Department of Justice treat you like a gang member, you should be pardoned. If you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned. And there's a little bit of a gray area there.
January 12th, he said that. Okay, it's pretty clear, Shannon. Never mind. So then what's interesting is they'll make these arguments like that would be disrespectful to the police officers. That would be against the principle of law and order. They would make arguments back then that would say, hey, we want this. Maybe we want people who were prosecuted for nonviolent offenses, but we would never say about this because that's against our principle. So then what happens now to that argument? And they sometimes come up with justifications. Oh, well, it's been long enough. But do you know what the fullest extent of the law means? When you say that, it's not just words. You're saying prosecute them and then hold them accountable in a fair but extensive manner. They've given up on it completely. Laura Ingraham said this recently.
For President Trump's position on this, it's obviously ludicrous. That was good. The J6 pardons.
What did he do there?
1,600 pardons for J6ers who were arrested. His point was, and a lot of them were sentenced to 2, 3, 4, 5 years in jail. His point is documents were destroyed, which they were, and these people never had the real chance to put on a proper defense. That was really big. I think he had another.
They weren't destroyed, no matter how many times they repeat that. And that comes in stark contrast to what she was saying right after. Ingraham watched with horror and decried the rioters on air. Those who breached the Capitol Hill security today, whoever they were criminals. Many who stormed the Capitol will likely face jail time. Good. Anyone who broke the law should. Ingraham also texted Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, while it was going on, saying, Mark, the president needs to tell people in the Capitol to go home. This is hurting all of us. Why is it hurting you, Laura? He is destroying his legacy. And now they're celebrating the pardon. Who even cares? Now, checking in on what the defense is today, you saw some of it from Laura Ingraham. Here is Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt.
Supporters over the last 4 years under the Biden-Harris administration.
How does that play into President Trump? That have anything to do with President Trump pardoning all the J6ers, which is causing some controversy this morning?
I don't think it's causing much controversy. President Trump campaigned on this promise. It should come as no surprise that he delivered on it on day one. And it
is causing a controversy, but not enough. So in a sense, I guess she's correct. And he did campaign on it, which is why it's crazy that America elected him. I've been switching off between saying America, which sounds weird because it sounds like I'm not a part of that, which I am. But when I say we, like we as a country, it sounds like I'm saying I voted for Trump. So we, America, collectively, much to my chagrin, selected Donald Trump, despite him making so clear his intentions. And we're still waiting on those egg prices. Of course, we're trying to run the numbers on how the pardons assist that. Here is Trump's Secretary of State, who's about to be sworn in as such, Marco Rubio, attempting to address this.
Let's begin with January 6 pardons. Back when this happened, you called it a national embarrassment, saying we now have third world countries that are lecturing us and we have tin pot dictators that are mocking us. Of course, you're now America's top diplomat. You'll be speaking with your counterparts around the world. What message does that pardon send to them?
Well, I don't anticipate a single one of our partners will ask about it, obviously, and you know this well from your time in the administration. And my job is to focus on the foreign policy of the United States. I have a different job this morning and a different focus, and it's one that demands 100% of our attention. And so that's what I'll be focused on, and won't be opining on domestic matters at this point because, frankly...
So the coward's way out there, not even addressing it at all, despite him having very different words, as were mentioned by George Stephanopoulos right after the riot. So, I mean, the reason that my tone is what it is right now is because we knew this. It's not surprising. It's just sort of, all right, this is the movement we're working with. And if this is not motivation to figure out how to build a coalition large enough and strong enough to properly electorally oppose them, such that then the policy implementation can follow, then I don't know what is. This being one of Trump's first day, quote unquote, accomplishments, or one of the things he did on his first day, this being such a priority, it really does refute all of the claims from people that it was hyperbolic to say he was a threat to democracy, to say he doesn't respect our constitutional process, our legal system, our justice system, etc. And it was always, oh, come on. Oh, yeah, occasionally he spouts off about that, but he's really focused on X, Y, or Z. No, one of the first things he's doing is this historic act, helping people avoid full legal accountability for actions that were so destructive to our democracy, that were in the interest of lies about that democracy. So us, even me specifically, putting that, as you all know, that much emphasis as I have, really since I've started this show, on Trump's lack of respect for our democracy, saying that the other policy issues, we can't get to those if the foundational process is destroyed. In a sense, we're being vindicated that we should have been this concerned about it, and we're only on day one. But obviously there's nothing positive, or I don't feel any positive indication because of how terrible it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Support the show. Get the members only bonus show by clicking that join button below.